So I created a video a while ago detailing an extraction and ejection issue that my Ruger Precision Rimfire rifle was having. And I am very happy to say that I have solved the problem. This video is going to be probably kind of long because I've taken a few steps along the way, but I'll have a table of contents down below. And I just want to say that it's likely that I've voided my warranty with Ruger. If you do anything that I'm showing in this video, I'm not going to be held liable for you screwing up your rifle, but I wanted to show you guys what I did in case it helps anybody out there. Okay, this is a new day. I've got a new shirt on because I made this video originally in the order that I did these things, but I'm coming back to rearrange it because I think that you should not do it in the order that I did it in. So the way I'm going to present this is that you should, I'm going to show you how to clean your chamber really well. Then I'm going to show you the parts that I got from Ruger and how to put those in your rifle. And then I'm going to show you how I cut on my bolt to remove the defect. So if I say something that sounds a little off throughout this, just know that I didn't perform these things in that order, but that's the order that I recommend that you perform them in. So I've had a few people who've chimed in on this issue saying that, oh, the problem is that you're not taking that bolt and pulling it back like fast or hard enough, and you're just kind of limp wristing it, and that's why they're not coming out. So I just wanted to debunk this once and for all. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. Sometimes we're getting the round coming out and failing to eject, where it's just kind of flopping around in there. Not the round, the casing. And then sometimes I'm getting where I pull this thing back and it's not a failure to eject, it's a failure to extract. The casing is still fully seated in the chamber. Okay, so we've got a dummy. We've got a dummy in the chamber, and I'm going to show you what a successful extraction looks like. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back, and that came right out of the chamber, extracted successfully, and then ejected successfully. Now, if I close this down, and it's going to extract successfully, right? But then if at this point I kind of pop it loose here, the problem is that I fixed my rifle, so it's not doing it anymore. So if that happens, where it doesn't get back to the ejector, and it just kind of falls, but you have a magazine there, catches it, then it's going to be in the way when you go to load the next round. So that's what a successful extraction, but a failure to eject would look like. And now I'm going to show you what a failure to extract looks like. Okay, so I'm going to lock this bolt down, I'm going to open it up, bring it back, and guess what? That guy's still in the chamber. So if you get a failure to extract while you're out there firing your gun, you know, boom, pull the trigger, nothing comes out, you'll know because you'll have to take your fingernail and you'll have to dig that thing out of there before you can load the next round. And let me tell you, if you are having failures to extract, it's not going to matter how fast you're pulling back that bolt. They're just going to sit there still stuck in the chamber. And today I'm going to show you how to solve that problem. Okay, I want to show you the first thing that I did to help with this problem. I love my bore snake. Here's my lovely bore snake. You know, you just drop this guy down the barrel and you pull the whole thing through. And it's got a little bit of this wire brush on it. And bore snakes are awesome. But after I started having the extraction and ejection issues, I took one of these guys on a rod with a really good brush, put some CLP on it. I pulled the bolt out of the rifle and went in from the back and just did this really good scrub of the chamber. And that helped. So if you're having this issue, that's the first step I would take is pull your bolt out and just get in there and scrub that chamber. For me, what happened was I did that, and I could go down to the range and shoot 100, maybe 200 rounds, and then I'd start getting issues again frequently and a lot, and I don't, I'd like a gun that's a little more reliable than that. So, you know, it's good to clean your guns, but you shouldn't have to clean them every 100 rounds to get reliable function out of them. This is a quick reminder that any Amazon links in the description of this video are affiliate links, which just means that I get a small commission if you purchase anything through those links at no extra cost to you. So the support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay, so you've tried cleaning your chamber really thoroughly, but you're still having issues. The suggestion I'm going to give you is to contact Ruger customer service, see if you can get them to send you the parts that are on your bolt right at the front here, the extractor and the kind of spring clip that holds it in place. And then those are, so they're real small, real easy for them to ship to you, and you can pop them on and see if that helps you out. That might just solve the problem for you, which would be awesome. And if it doesn't, then I'll show you later in the video how you can start to cut on your bolt if you want to go that route. Okay, so if you contact Ruger customer service, you're going to try to get them to send you these two parts. Let me take them out of the bag here. So we've got the extractor itself, which has this little, let's see if I can focus on it. It's this little hook on the end that actually pulls the casing out of the chamber. And then this is basically a spring clip thing that both holds the extractor in place and also helps this piece right here kind of helps hold the casing onto the end of the bolt when you're pulling it out. So let me show you real quick how you replace these. It's real easy. I've got just a small flathead screwdriver here, and you're gonna just slide it right under this guy and pop up. Whoa! That just fired right across the table. There we go. And as you can see, once I've got that off, the extractor actually just fell right out of there. So now that we've got the old ones out, to put the new ones in, we're just gonna get the hook thing pointing forward here. Right there. Slide that in so it kind of seats down in there. And then you're gonna, let me turn this around. So you're gonna get the spring retainer piece just right in there, and then once you've got that, you're just gonna push down, make sure that extractor is down in there, and there. And then that pops right in there, and we are good to go. So see that's nice and strong spring action on that extractor. So that is the installation of those parts from Ruger. So go ahead and give that a shot, and then see if that fixes your problem. If it doesn't fix your problem, then next up I'll show you how to remove the defect on the bolt. Okay, so if you've tried cleaning your chamber really well and you have gotten the parts from Ruger for your extractor on the bolt and put those on there and it hasn't solved your problem, then you've basically got two options, I think, at this point. One is to just send your whole rifle to Ruger, which is a perfectly valid option. But if you, for some reason, can't do that, don't want to do that, I'm going to show you how I removed the defect that was on my bolt, this little shelf, which sounds like not all rifles have it, but there's a fair number of people out there that have this defect. So that's what this is going to be. I'm going to show you how to remove that, and let's get into it. So you've got two pieces to the extractor here. You've got this this little clip here, and then this kind of spring clip here, which grabs onto the casing. Mine has a bit of a shelf it gets hung up on up there. See that it'll drop off the shelf and then get back on it. So I'm gonna see if I can use my little Dremel and a Whetstone that I grabbed off Amazon and see if I can solve this problem, get my rimfire extracting a little better. Let me show you how this bolt comes apart. So we've got 2 clips here and here. Just get a little screwdriver under it, pop it off, then that'll come right off, and then this guy just slides right out. So that's the extractor off, and then we have this rear one, and this is the one where if you take this one out, you'll get the longer bolt throw. Same thing, just kind of pop that up, and it'll pop right off. So now we basically need to take the firing pin and bolt handle and everything. This kind of all comes apart one specific way. First, you want to make sure that the handle is in the down position, and that'll kind of take the tension out of it, out of the spring here. You can see that it's in the down position because this thing is resting down there when it's in the up position. You've got kind of this cutout here. So get that in the down position, and then there's a pin right here. And if you just try to push that out right now, it's not going to come out very easily. I've got just a little punch to just kind of push it out with. So what we're going to do is apply pressure down. There we go. So if and you can kind of feel it, if you can hear that, click. So that's once this pressure's off, it'll do that. And just kind of work it back and forth as you push on the pin. There we go. Pin just fell out. Then we can lift this up. It'll come off. You've got the spring in there. And then the whole bolt and firing pin will slide right out. And there's the bolt with nothing attached to it anymore. And the handle and firing pin. Now we can go take this shoulder off right here. That's the problem with our extracting system. Hopefully you can see okay. I'm going to use my Dremel here to take off kind of the main chunk of material. Just being real careful to only take off that shoulder and not screw up any surfaces other than that. And then we're going to use the Whetstone. Got my eye protection on. So I just kind of did as much material removal as I could do without affecting any other part of the bolt. I'm going to switch over to the Whetstone now, and I've got some honing oil here, so I'm just going to kind of work that. By the way, I'll link to this Whetstone. It was only like $6 or $7 on Amazon. Nice little thing to have around. I've got some bigger ones that I use to sharpen knives in the kitchen, but I think this thing is going to be perfect. I'm just going to kind of really soak this up with oil. Just clean this thing up a little bit. Okay, so I just finished up out in the garage, and that shoulder is pretty much gone. I'm going to reassemble this bolt. So I'll zoom back out. So the first thing to reassemble the bolt is just to take the handle and firing pin, slide those back on, and then take the back piece, make sure that spring doesn't come out, and slide that on there. So you can see those 2 holes. We need to get those to line up and then put the pin through. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the pin, push that down. And then I'll just kind of wiggle it back and forth while I slide that pin in. And there. Golden. Put the rear spring clip back on. Just kind of hook this back piece on here, and then it really like doesn't look like it wants to make it up there, but you're just gonna start pushing on it and it'll make its way up there. It's clipped in now. Put the extractor in, and that's got a it's got a little guy right here that slips into a slot back here, or I guess the slot's up here. You can kind of, if you slide it back and forth, you can kind of tell when it drops in. And then the spring clip extractor piece just kind of goes up under that shelf. And then pull it, be careful that that doesn't fall out, and we're all set. So, nice. No more getting stuck up on that shelf. Okay, so we have thoroughly cleaned our chamber. We have gotten new extractor parts from Ruger and installed them in our bolt, and we've even cut that little defect shoulder off the bolt, and my rifle's fixed. I'm quite pleased with it. I've put at least 400 rounds through it so far without cleaning it in between, and it's still functioning perfectly. I haven't had any malfunctions. I hope that this video is helpful to you. I hope that this solves the problem that you're having as well. I'm gonna end this video with some footage of my friend's fiance firing this rifle. It was taken pretty recently, and I didn't give her any tips about being fast or firm on the bolt or anything, and she didn't have a single extraction or ejection issue either. Nice. That sounded like a hit. Did it come out? Yeah. Great. And then you just, all you have to do is forward on the bolt and down again, and it'll load the next one from that magazine. Oh, okay. There you go.